Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to yet another episode. Please, if you haven't watched the prior pre-market analysis videos, I'll link it to this video right here so that you can follow through to the detailed version of the analysis. Okay, so on Euro USD right now, price has gotten to a target, which is the weekly support or resistance in confluence with the daily support or resistance. So literally, as seen here, we saw that price just touched this weekly support or resistance and has now given a move up. All right. And that move right now is sitting inside the supply. So the anticipation for Euro USD during the New York session will be a bearish setup to continue the sells further down, or invalidating the supply before session or during session, and then giving a bearish setup in this supply right here. Okay, so these two supplies will decide the continuation of the trend. It's if this two supplies gets invalidated before session open or during session open, if no sell side setup appears, then we are probably heading to this supply. Okay, so the sells will be invalidated. Okay, and buys will be present to take price back into this supply right here. Okay, so Euro USD right now is bearish and expecting sell side setups from this sell side liquidity to continue on the sales into maybe this daily support or resistance. On XAU USD, as I've been saying yesterday, we were expecting price to either pull back into this supply to then give the distribution back into this demand, or get a continuation straight into this demand. So if I say that price is either going to do this or going to do that, that doesn't mean we are literally going to buy at that very moment, okay, or sell at that very moment. I literally mean that if we get a setup during the New York session right there, then we'll just follow the setup that has been presented. Okay, so if I say that price, it's either price will retrace back into this supply and then give the move. And during New York session, price is literally sitting here and we get a buy setup, then that means that idea is somehow validated. So we will anticipate or we just follow what price is doing. But if price sits here and doesn't give a bullish setup, but then gives a bearish setup, that means the continuation to this demand is also validated. So that's what I literally mean whenever I say that price is either going to do this or do that. Whenever we are at an area of interest in the higher time frames, we always have to get a confirmation at that area of interest, maybe 2 or 3 confirmations at that area of interest to continue or to validate your idea. As simple as that. So XAUSD has now broken this demand right here. Okay, and now XAUSD is distributing toward this demand right here. Okay, price is literally distributing to this demand right here. So now it's either price will pull back into the supply, and the supply will decide if price is actually going to continue into the demand, or it's either price will just give the distribution straight into this demand right here before New York session opens, and maybe some buy setups will present itself to take price back into a supply and then redistribute back into the daily support or resistance. Okay, so right now XAUSD is bearish. As it stands now, XAUSD is bearish. And now there's nothing that's indicating that the bearishness has stopped, okay, or is at a halt. Everything showing right now means the bearishness is still there. Okay, so we'll likely continue with the bearishness during the New York session in this continuous move without even getting to the supply, or we are going to get the bearishness continuation from this supply right here. So on XAU, on BTC USD also, we are still in a buy side liquidity. Though price is bearish, but we are still in a buy side liquidity. There is this support or resistance here and this support or resistance here. Okay, so it's either high probability price is going to come straight into these support or resistances, which has a demanding confluence with it, and maybe start the distribution back into these supplies sitting up here. Let me remind you, we are in a monthly demand. Okay, we are in the monthly demand on BTC USD, and from this clear picture, unless this monthly demand is invalidated, okay, but right now what we are looking at or what we are saying is literally telling us that price has some bullish potential in it. Okay, since this low code wasn't invalidated, you see price just worked it, and now price is then giving the impulse back, but then price is again pulling back down. All right, that doesn't invalidate the bearish move. The bearish move will be invalidated if these lows are broken. All right, so yes, BTC USD is still bullish. Why? Because we are in a buy side liquidity, but currently in a bearish move. Okay, so if we invalidate these buy side liquidity, then BTC USD is not going to, we are not going to be expecting buys on BTC USD right now. So BTC USD currently bearish inside the bullish liquidity zone. XAU USD currently bearish, heading back into a demand. And Euro USD is currently bearish, but has already gotten to a target. So it's kind of a two-way thing right here. Because once we get to a target, there's a high probability that price is going to give a move from the target to an area of interest. And right now we are sitting at an area of interest. So this area of interest can be invalidated before the New York session to continue a bullish move, or these supplies sitting right here could make the decision that the bearish move is going to continue and break further down to another area of interest. So that's it for today. Thank you all for watching my video. I'll be very happy and very grateful if you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you once again, and see you in the post-market breakdown. Peace out.